objectives, and together we will save our planet.
Let's go to the presentation. There's the video now. Okay, global warming. Global warming is the third most important issue in all the world, followed by hunger and poverty. Imagine, of all the problems in all the world, it is one of the top 5. It increases every second, people, and affects everyone in the world. Both Andres and me, from the beginning of this project, we have considered there is a problem with everyone, and everyone should be concerned of it. Now let's go to 2 important parts of the presentation. There are the mission and our vision. First, our mission. Our mission, more than to accomplish our objectives, is to help in the solution of this big problematic in the world. Now, our vision. Our vision is that in the future, our message will continue to be heard, will be leaders, and there will be other clubs so that we can make analysis with them. Now, the objectives. Let's start with the main objective. The main objective of our project is the creation of a group. We promote an environmental education campaign in our house, in our neighborhood, in our school, maybe in our city or country, or maybe in the world in the future, so that everybody understands the importance of looking out for our environment. Now my partner Andres will go with the specific objectives.
Okay, our specific objectives are to promote an environmental awareness and culture. Engage our family, friends, classmates, teachers, and so on. Together we look after the environment. Extend our club so that other clubs are created in other cities and schools. And hence together we will make a better planet. And 4, show our project to national and international entities so they know what is it about. The problem is not the only fact that contaminates the environment. It also is the one that we don't do anything about it. So we conclude that our problem is, can we help save our planet? Our experimental design was observed by weeks for the germination of regular beans and posterior to its growing. The beans were watered and or exposed to different ambiental contaminants, in which we will prove the damaging effects that are caused by different ambiental contaminants in the environment. We also analyze. We always, when we are going to beaches, sometimes we ask or wonder, like, why is there so much garbage and it contaminates very the oceans, the beaches. Also when we are going to the green areas in our city or countrysides, we ask like why there are very few trees or why is there so much garbage.
Okay, now look at this. Imagine 1938 and now 2006, imagine how much a big change. It began with,
Sorry.
no, okay. It began with this nice glacier and this in the end like this. So people tell the global warming is fake. There is something that the government said to protect the planet. It is not what this picture showed here. So why aren't we doing anything about this, people? It's our obligation to do so as humans, being in this planet. Now, the experimental procedure. Let's start with the materials. Maybe you're thinking like, maybe these two kids may have need a lot of money to make this project. There is not necessary obviously computers, printers, markers, telephones, and objects like pencils are required, but there's something that maybe you can get in your home. Things like cameras, things like posters that are for publicity because your product can be shown in your house or in your apartment. It needs to expand more and more by the time. We also need human resources. They're an important part that we will tell you and explain it on other parts of the presentation. Environmental education campaign may have based in 3 parts. On the plant of trees, more explaining that plant trees in our city because we have our club, as you can see in the video, we're planting trees in a park that the trees were given out by an industry. There are some other parts that will be explained in our parts of the video. We visited environmental contamination places, so we make interviews to the people that were living in these conditions. We give posters to them so that they put it in the walls. We also have a web page that we design and refresh it every day. Club.saveourworld.com.
Okay.
We invite you to get in and look at all the exclusive things that we put there. Both Andres and me had designed a formula. Maybe it wouldn't get bigger and bigger, but we have this great idea. In our investigation, we have discovered that in the world, 3,600 million of trees are cut down at the year, and 2,000 million of kids are in all the world. So imagine, if those kids only plant 2 trees at the year, only 2 trees, it is not necessary the big people. It's only the kids, 2 trees at the year, maybe 1 or 2 hours maximum. Imagine that. We were planting more trees than the ones we're cutting down. And the government says that that would be impossible. Well, this formula says another thing. Our results. In our house, because we get more in the recycle thing, both Andres and me in our house are recycling, and we're telling our parents that if you don't put them in the trash cans, I will tell my mom, or the same with our dad. In our school, we have more recycled things because before it, we had recycled trash cans, but we get more in the thing than school. In the city, because we can notice of one industry. This is the part when we're explaining the things of industry. The industry gave us trees to make a lot of activities, to plant the trees in the parks or in our house, maybe. And also, they give us we can notice back then, because it's if those 2 kids, they are 13, 12 years old, maybe, because we're 13 and they're 13 also, have big ideas and could do this, why can't we do it? In the world, not only but the fact that we're here today presenting to you all this presentation and will be recorded, not only but that, also that we make a contact with the owner. First, for some resources to make more campaign, but they get more in the theme and bring us to the, including us in the little people on. Because instead we couldn't be in the world man because were kids. Now Andres will give you some of the things that we did.
In our page, there is a quote of Mother Teresa of Calcutta that says, "Sometimes we think that what we do is just a drop of water in oceans, but the ocean would be less if it needed that drop."
Conclusion. In conclusion, both Andres and me have concluded that our stories were successful, and all the people that are here are the ones that will see the video with the 50%, 25%. We don't care if the 1%. We know that those people will understand our message and will tell it to other people and will expand it more and more. That is one of our objectives. Now the talents. To God, and we will get the bigger ones because we also have an activity. To God for allowing us to be existing this planet. To Miss Priscilla, our director, for always supporting us and giving us the opportunity to be here. To Carol Morgan School for organizing the GIN conference. To Miss Laura and Miss Jackie that is here in the public for participating in this experience. Also to the private company.
To the private company who collaborates us with donating the trees. And finally, thanks to those not mentioned because time is not enough.
Thank you for coming.
Where you cannot cut that tree and or at least and that for every tree you cut.
And they plant them on the same area.
But there's a lot of excess. There should be a lot of excess for every tree you cut. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah. Cod plants.
We could also make every next tree. It's kind of that similar.
30 seconds.
You must plant a certain amount. That enormous and ridiculous big tax coming in without.
Where did you see them?
Ridiculous.
How'd you find out about it?
Is it for class or just?
No, how much time is up the timer? So 2.5 minutes.
Okay, we're who is the captain of each group?
What?
The captain of each group.
Sure, I'll be the captain.
So each captain needs to come here and write your
Okay,
We're handling
you're a captain.
Like I can't read my handwriting. That's so bad. I don't know.
Just summarize our idea.
Captain, it's so
Right.
bad.
You're writing about the group.
Group two.
Explain it already or just write it?
just
write it.
Replanting, planting more at ridiculous fines, teaching people how to.
Limiting how much we can plant, how much we can cut per year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, people, right now the captain will need to come here and explain what you write. Yeah.
Oh, the US.
Or first down.
Everyone could do it first.
When I saw your video, the idea of just getting other students to plant a tree, there's an old idea with snail mail called a chain letter, where you would send a letter to one person and they would send it to two people that they know. And I thought it'd be interesting to see how many people you could keep track of that got the message and planted a tree. So you could have a hashtag or some, I don't even know the language with my old personness. With Instagram, where if people got your message and planted a tree, and then they could send that message to all the friends that they have met and see how many people they could link to. And every time somebody planted a tree, take a picture of it, put it on Instagram, and you guys could keep track how many people you actually were able to reach and plant a tree.
It's a really great idea. Thank you. Now the group 2.
With our ideas, we are basically telling first an extremely large fine for every tree that gets cut without planting more, so that we don't only replace that tree but expand it, and because it's a ridiculously large fine, people would actually be very encouraged to do so. Also, teaching people how to use trees in other ways than just cutting them. And that's very important because in some places like Haiti, there's a lot of cutting for charcoal. So if they learn how to use trees for other methods instead of just cutting the wood, they would actually get many trees saved. There's the replanting, which is very common, 2 or more, depending on the country and situation, so that we can actually start increasing the amount of trees and max amounts of tree to cut yearly, limiting the cutting companies so that we can not only not cut too many trees, but the ones we plant would be enough to replace the ones cut.
Okay, thank you. Now group 3.
Find an organization in your community which addresses global warming. Here we have Plan Sierra, which is an organization which plants trees on private barren land. And these are native trees which replenish the water supply in their communities and also increase a national tree population.
Okay, thank you. Number 6. Okay, right now we will tell you the winners. There are no winners. The idea was more like than a competition. Give your ideas of personal thinking. Okay, now this is the last part of the presentation. Let's the questions.
I was wondering if you knew, you quoted a statistic that 3 billion trees were cut down every year or something like that.
We scale.
Some companies are good about replanting when they do cut down. Other places that's not done at all. Do you have any feeling with the industry itself how many trees they replant in a year?
This is already in the investigation. We already subtract the ones that are there.
Oh, you already, okay, so that don't get replaced. Okay.
Okay, another question?
Are you going to go to back to Barranquilla and expose all these ideas and start with them immediately?
Just because we're expanding, like in our house, in our school, in here right now with the presentation here. maybe on the city when we come back to Barranquilla. Question?
You talked about expanding and forming more groups and hoping to connect with them. Do you hope to do that like GIN is doing right now, like different groups from different countries connecting together as well? Like, you know, like not just in your local area, but like a global effort.
We're part of a group named Challenge of our school. So we are one root of Challenge because it's a group that are expanding more and more. Our science, they are expanding, we're expanding. And as we are a big group of Altamira, we know other groups and we are making answers with them. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Questions? Any other?
I have an idea about the chain letter.
Yes.
I wonder, you registered with the GIN website, right? You did that in your global villages?
Yes, right.
I wonder if you could challenge all the other participants that were here to plant those 2 trees and start it kind of from the GIN website and send a message out to all of them, a challenge, and then have them propagate it from there.
So you like the formula?
I did.
Yes, right. This is a good idea. Maybe we can expand with the GIN conference.
Because this conference is about getting you guys together, making those connections, and that's a website that's in place for you to start ideas like this and activities like this.
Thank you.
I want to compliment you on the thoroughness of the project.
Hmm?
It's very thorough. Like, you planned everything and you thought it through. You made it accessible to every person.
Yes, everybody that wants to join the club can join. Like we have in my house, and recently meet one guy that wants to join the club. It was in the photos of the video. I don't know you. I don't think that you have recognized him. His name Jose. He wants to participate. We let him. We let him.
If you also want to join us, you can go to the website and join to the club. So you can think of the formula and help.
Can you put the website up there again?
Yes.
Está lejos, ¿no?
Or was it?
Yes, I think so.
Let's see.
It was
Let's see. Is it down here?
I did it.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Copy paste it.
let's see. Okay.
Let's save our world up.
Double S.
Have you started have you expanded your club to the high school?
Yeah.
Have you expanded your club to the high school?
We're in our to high school. Yes,
And middle
because
school?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And primary also because they also like this
Of
project.
course, of course.
Actually, they were the winner of our science fair because they just besides making the club or forming the club, they had an experiment, a science experiment, proving that.
Yes, it will begin in the science fair. I don't know. We have science maybe.
And
It all started in the first science fair, not the school of us. Or it started with me and my sister that wanted to make like a project of environment. So we made a club. It was little. It doesn't have a page. It only was like a presentation. The judge liked it, and we think if we can go over with this. And by the time the next science fair, we did it again. But this time, Angie was in our team because if Angie and I keep going the same team, it would be boring. So
Angie is his sister.
yeah, I forgot to say it. Angie's my sister. She didn't come today because she couldn't. And the last year I went with Andres. So because he also liked the theme for environment. And right now we're here watching of all what the one was creating with the science fair. Yeah, it's beautiful to know that you started from little and now we're here. But it don't end like this. As I already told you, we're expanding more and more. Maybe with this presentation, we'll be expanding more, one step more. That's our hopes.
Okay, so you have 10 minutes before snack, so you can hang out here or you can head out, but the snack will not be